Alright, so here's another who would win that I actually just thought of on the fly, actually. And that fight is between Mangog from Marvel versus Mongol from DC. Yeah, we got ourselves an interesting Marvel DC fight. Now, before I get into Mongol, because most of you guys know who Mongol is, let's talk a bit about his opponent, because he's very C-list, despite how powerful he is. And that is Mangog. Now, who is Mangog? Mangog is a Thor villain who is kind of like, the best way I could describe him and how most Thor fans describe him, he's like Thor's Doomsday in a way. What Mangog is that he's literally the embodiment of a billion people rolled into one. A whole star system. It's kind of like, the weird thing is that it bounces back from one planet to his whole star system. But basically, yeah, he's more or less a creature made from the entities and souls and parts of a billion beings, which all have wanted revenge on the house of the Odin son. Basically, they just hate the royal Thor Thor's whole family, Loki included, Asgardians in general, even. So, Mangog is this huge, hulking beast who is actually so strong, he can actually take full-on blows from Mjolnir, and even its most powerful strikes from its hammer, and just shrug it off. You know, stuff that would make the Hulk go, ow. He can just shrug right off and keep fighting. Mangog is also incredibly intelligent. He's not like Doomsday. Well, Doomsday kind of got smarter as he went along, but Mangog is actually he's actually very smart. Now, he's no mind on the level like Lex Luthor or something like that. He's more along the lines of he just has some intelligence. He doesn't really plan on strategy or whatever. He just relies on brute force among anything else. Mangog doesn't really have a lot of weaknesses. He actually, if I remember right, in one comic, he took on the full blow of Odin, from the Odin Force. And you don't walk away from being hit by Odin. Not many can. But however, Mangog does have a weakness. While his exterior is nigh impenetrable, and keep in mind, this dude has wiped out whole races by himself. Like, in a matter of hours, he wiped out 90% of an alien race once just to get at one thing. And he's even exterminated whole races before. So, keep that in mind. I mean, yeah, there are other characters who have done that before, but he has done it in record fucking time. Then again, he did have a little help from Thanos' drones, but that's another story. Bottom line, this dude's tough, but like I said, he does have a weakness. That weakness being is that his insides are very vulnerable. In fact, Thor managed to defeat him by shoving Mjolnir down his throat and shooting a lightning bolt down there. Yeah, but yeah, it's really hard to get that close to Mangog and still fight him. So, yeah. And yeah, the being born from a billion beings, it's kind of like GMK Godzilla. So, yeah, I couldn't help but think of that. Anyway, so there you go. There's a bit of history on Mangog. Now let's talk about his opponent, Mongul. Mongul, as we all know, is a Superman villain and a DC villain in general. Even though I'm using an image of him with a Sinestro core ring, I don't think he has the Sinestro core ring anymore. I think he was booted out after Sinestro came back. But, yeah, excluding the ring, Mongul is a very powerful opponent. This guy's not only fought Superman, but Wonder Woman, Lobo, all these major powerhouses in the DC universe. Mongul's strength is actually on par with Superman and Lobo's. He's also a pretty good hand-to-hand fighter. He's also a master strategist, and thanks to Warworld, he also has access to different alien weaponry. He has access to alien weaponry from across the galaxy. And this dude don't play fair. You think he fights honorably? No, he fights to win. There is a fucking difference. So, as we all know, Mongul is very intelligent. He's also very brutal, but he's also very overconfident. And he's very arrogant. And that's kind of led to his downfall more than once. So keep that in mind. So how would a fight between Mongul and Mangog go down? I'm going to totally tongue-tie these names. But Mongul versus Mangog, how would that go down? Now, Mangog, like I said, this dude has shrugged off blasts from entire armadas and armies. So, but on the other hand, he's not too... While he does have some intelligence, he's more like... he's not, like, super smart. and he is capable of speech and whatnot, but he's not, he just depends more on his fists more than his brains. Mongol, on the other hand, despite his overbearing arrogance, does have a deadly mixture of brains and brawn. So he's going to figure out, hey, I can't fight this guy head on, so I need to figure out something real quick. Yeah, and for strength, I don't know if they would be on par, but yeah, Mongol does have a lot more agility than Mangog does, who's more or less, like I said, he depends more on brute force than anything else. But Mangog, the dude, Thor just got lucky beating him, and from then, and several fights from then on. So yeah, Thor just got lucky in the fights he had with Mangog. Same with Superman against Mongol. There are times where Superman has had tough times fighting Mongol. So this is a real tough one. This is a real tough one. Like I said, Mongol doesn't play fair. Mongol plays to win. So he'll use any tactic he can against Mangog, who may depending on what kind of weaponry Mongol uses in his arsenal, he'll just shrug it right off and keep coming at him and coming at him again and again and again. So it may come down to a major fight, and both Mongol and Mangog have crazy stamina. They have intense, incredible stamina thanks to their respective origins and species. So this fight could actually, in a fist fight, they could last for hours on end. So honestly, guys, this is a real fucking tough one. So I really don't know who would come out on top in a battle between these two characters. I honestly don't. So if you guys know a winner, just comment below, let me know. And yeah, if you think Mangog would win, put hashtag Mangog wins and list off the reasons why I think Mangog would be the champion in this fight. But if you think Mongol would win, put hashtag Mongol wins and list off the reasons why you think Mongol would come out on top. So very curious to see what you guys have to say about this one. Yeah, because I don't know. I honestly don't know who would be the victor in a match like this. They're both very powerful extraterrestrial beings who have wiped the floor with their respective enemies. And beyond that, really. I mean, hell, Mangog took a full blast from even Firelord, who was a former Herald of Galactus. So this is a tough one, guys, but once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.